So today, we're diving into a really intense story. A man goes missing and his family is desperate for answers. But here's the thing, this is way more than just a typical missing person case. The family has just released an official statement, and in it, they point the finger directly at someone they know. We're gonna unpack that statement and the really troubling story it tells.
So the big question right off the bat is, where is Colin Harry Flaherty? A father, an ex-husband, it's like he just vanished into thin air. But his family isn't just asking where he is. No, they are making a bold, public, and pretty shocking claim about who they believe is responsible for his disappearance.
We've gotten a look at this official statement released on behalf of his ex-wife and their children, and wow, it is a bombshell. This is not just some plea for information, it's a direct accusation. So let's break down their theory piece by piece.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. Who exactly is Colin Flaherty? And what do we know about the circumstances surrounding the moment he just dropped off the map for his family?
You know, at the heart of all this, it's really about a family. Colin is the biological father of Lucy Dudko's children, and that family unit is absolutely key to understanding everything that's at stake here.
Okay, just take a look at this timeline. The last time the family can confirm they had any contact with him was back in September 2022, and then nothing. It wasn't a gradual fade out, it was a sudden, complete stop. To this day, his family has no idea where he is or if he's even okay.
I mean, can you even imagine the panic? One day you're talking to your father, the next his phone number is just disconnected. No emails, no messages, just absolute radio silence. For the family, this wasn't a case of someone just needing some space. This was a massive red flag that something was seriously wrong. So if something is wrong, who do they think is behind it? Well, their statement introduces a central figure, someone they allege has a very long and very troubled history with the family.
And yeah, the statement does not pull any punches. They name one person, Melissa Henderson. She's Colin's biological daughter from his first marriage, and they are flat out claiming that she is directly responsible for his disappearance.
This really lays out the core of the conflict, doesn't it? On one side, you've got Lucy and her children trying to maintain their family unit, and on the other, you have a daughter who, they allege, is systematically trying to tear it apart by isolating him. It just begs the question, why? And according to the family, this wasn't something that just happened overnight. They described this pattern of behavior going back years. Things like persistent jealousy, repeated interference in private family matters, and actively trying to manipulate how Colin saw his other children. The statement basically accuses her of trying to control all access to him. So, after he vanished, you can imagine his children did everything they could think of to find him. They called, they sent messages, they reached out to anyone who might have a clue. But as the statement makes crystal clear, every single attempt just hit a solid brick wall. But wait, the story takes another turn. Because the family's statement claims that, very recently, new clues have started popping up online. And these clues? They point right back in that same specific direction. Okay, this timeline is so important for understanding their suspicion. Colin disappears in late 2022. Then, for a couple of years, it's quiet. But just as the family starts ramping up their own investigation, bam! In November 2025, some strange new digital activity suddenly appears, and it's linked directly to Melissa Henderson. Yeah, the family is absolutely adamant that this timing is no coincidence. They say, and I'm quoting directly from their statement here, this is regarded as highly suspicious and not coincidental. To them, it looks like a direct reaction, something that only appeared because they were getting closer to the truth. So you're probably wondering, what exactly was this digital activity? Well, the family alleges that Melissa commissioned a fake website, a kind of digital smokescreen that they believe was designed to do two things: attack Lucy Dudko's reputation and throw the entire family into chaos. Which brings us to the big why, right? What could possibly be the motive for all of this? In this next part, the statement lays out exactly what they believe is at stake and the devastating impact this has had on their lives. The family believes there's a three-part motive at play here. First, to ruin Lucy Dudko's reputation. Second, to stop the children from being able to travel to Australia, where Colin is believed to be. And third, to cut them out of any potential inheritance. If true, it's a pretty cold and calculated plan. And this is where the story takes an absolutely heartbreaking turn. The statement reveals that two of Lucy and Colin's children have disabilities, making them especially vulnerable to this kind of turmoil.
The statement puts it bluntly, and I'm quoting again. Any interference that contributed to the father's isolation has inflicted direct harm on these vulnerable children. This just elevates everything. This isn't just about a family feud anymore. It's about the well-being of children who desperately need their father.
The document paints a devastating picture of the fallout. We're talking substantial psychological distress, a worsening of their emotional and behavioral conditions, and shattering the stability they so desperately need. The family argues this is a profound ethical and humanitarian crisis, not just some private disagreement.
So, where does the family go from here? Well, this statement isn't just a cry for help. It's a declaration. They're taking formal action. They are building a case. They're compiling a mountain of evidence, digital footprints, timestamped logs, technical data from that alleged fake website, and their own sworn statements, and they're taking all of it to the authorities for a full legal investigation. And this right here is the family's closing argument. Their statement concludes by labeling Melissa Henderson as, and this is the quote, a key individual with motive, access, and opportunity. I mean, that's about as direct an accusation as you can possibly make.
So this official statement is really two things at once: a desperate plea for help and a damning indictment. With all this evidence now reportedly in the hands of the law, one question just hangs in the air. Will this family finally get the answers they've been searching for? And will Colin Flaherty ever be found?